This is my final try. So I'm so annoyed. This is the fourth time this is going on. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to do the rundown version. This video is about teaching English abroad. So I learned about teaching abroad a long time ago, but I did not think that college was a thing for me. So I just kind of dismissed it. And then about two and a half years ago, I got into Korean soap dramas. And so actually a bit longer than that. It's been almost 3 years. And I just watch them every now and again. I've probably seen about 10 in the last 3 years. And, I like the way that the language sounds, Korean sounds. And so I thought, I saw some things about teaching abroad in Spain. I started looking into what it would be like to teach abroad in South Korea. And I think, as far as all of that paperwork goes, that I can handle. I can do that. And as far as the, you know, most of that, like the actual teaching, is something I'm a little bit worried about. But I think I'll get more training in that later. So I'll go into that a little bit later if this isn't cut off again. So, but there's a lot of pros. I, they don't, the the school, the pay is good. It's you'd be making more than most jobs you probably get here in the U.S. to start off with. It makes, I think the lowest pay is my highest pay when I was a janitor full time at $12 an hour. So that tells me something. And this is, at the lowest pay rate. So that alone is, reason to go, I think. But that's on top of everything else. And also, the school that you work for usually pays they own the apartment, I think, so you don't pay rent. Um, Correct me if that's wrong, um, or somewhat wrong. I just know that you don't pay rent. You do pay like utilities and stuff, but on top of the pretty good rate, the good, pay, that means you can save a lot of money. So whether you're trying to pay off student loans like I am, um, or whether you're trying to just build yourself a nest egg so that you can go home and have enough to start up, pay for a lease on an apartment and or a car to kind of get you to your job and to kind of get you by for a while. That's actually, that's a good thing for, plus there's all the, learning a new language, a new culture, traveling, and it, you know, character building, which is what I really like too. I feel like I would learn so much and I would be more independent, less lazy. So I'm really looking forward to doing something like this. Now, so as you know, I am gender neutral, and that falls into the trans spectrum. In a lot of cultures, especially, even my own, American, um, that's kind of a, trans is still kind of a stigma. Thanks to Laverne Cox, it's a little bit less. My goddess, she's really doing so much for the trans community, and I love her for it. But there's still a bit of a stigma about, you know, um, gendered non-binary, as I am. So just the fact that I am trans or under the trans spectrum or I'm masculine or look like a dude with my awesome chops, um, there's still going to be some problems. One, mostly it is a gender thing. My papers say female, so I will be female. So I've been kind of, I'm. It's going to be hard, but I think I can. I really do. I've been looking into fashions. I've been looking into kind of what dress codes typically are in the workplace. You're working in a school, so obviously jeans and a low top t-shirt's not going to cut it. But I don't think I'll have to dress necessarily uber feminine. I might have to wear like a feminine t-shirt and maybe like some black slacks, and I can deal with that. I really can. And on my weekends, I can wear whatever the hell I want. But the thing I am worried about is the facial hair and keeping that maintained. Maybe I'll invest in a no-no and some nair. some facial, some hair stuff, or maybe that squeegee spray stuff that kind of melts your facial hair off. We'll see. I'll look up some beauty products like that. But the other biggest part is this top hair. So now, when I started figuring out that I was going to go to South Korea, I decided to grow my hair out just to give myself options on how I was going to wear my hair. So I'm half African American, which means that my hair is stubborn as hell. Um, I mean, my hair doesn't want to do what African American hair does, but it also there's no way it's going to do what straight, what Caucasian hair does. It doesn't want to be straight, doesn't want to be curly. It wants to be right in the middle, just like me. Everything about me is like both. So both or neither. So I don't know. Um. So yeah. I am worried about being overweight, but I do think that's manageable. I think as long as I'm not out of shape. So I do have some swimming shorts thanks to my trip to Boise. I was able to find some swim trunks in my size. They're a little bit tight now, but and they don't go over my gut, but they do stay on my hips, so I can find like and I have like a pretty big sized tank top, so I can go swimming. So um, so I plan to do some water aerobics to at least make myself more, build endurance. So I'm not worried about weight necessarily. And the weight, it was always the least of my insecurities. It's always been the gender stuff in the last 10 years or so. Weight's been less of an issue because, after about high school, usually weight's not as big of a deal and you meet so many different people and it's been fine. And I've been fortunate to live in kind of a safer bubble where this college that I go to. So anyway, so yeah, I've been trying to give myself more options for hair and to see if I can, look female. And I haven't actually done any makeup tests yet either. So, and I'm also looking for safer areas in Korea. And this is kind of an issue, not really an issue, it's just a little bit of a more delicate thing because if you go closer to a bigger city, it's harder, and you don't learn as much of the language because everything's, catered to more English speaking foreigners. And I don't want to not learn the language. I mean, I'm really looking forward to learning Korean, especially the written language, so I can get started and just kind of, explore my surroundings. So anyway, I'm going to end this because it keeps cutting off at about 8 minutes, and I don't want to do that to me again. So, if anybody has any suggestions on where to look for androgynous fashion, any places that are safer for people who may be tomboyish, things like that, ways to look, or even people who might be bigger, might have some advice about being bigger in South Korea. I have met, or not met, but I've seen videos of this girl who was bigger in Japan, and she's just really a delight to watch in her videos. So I hope to be something like that in Korea. And I'll just keep working on my hair and keep trying to work out. And I'll update a little bit later, but I doubt there's much to update in a few months. So that's pretty much it. Bye.